Okay, so here's a tutorial video of how to get started with the game engine and how to start making games. Okay, so I am using game engine. So to make a game we require game engines. There are various game engines. There is Unreal, there is Godot, there is what's it called? Unity, and so many others, that are used to make games. Okay, so most of the game engines, like in the background, they run through C++, like C++ based or something. So for today I'm using Godot, and this is a bit of what it looks like when you open it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through what exactly happens here. Okay, so we have, let me start from the top left. We have scene. A scene is basically like levels. They're like levels. Like you can create a new scene, you can inherit a scene. You'll learn about all these things as time goes by. You can save them, you can, but I haven't created any scene yet. Like this, what you're seeing is an example of a scene. And then you have the project settings. Okay, so under the project settings, you can see you have the general, like the name of the project. I can choose to rename it. I can name it like what? The new game. Game in small letters. And then we have the input map. Input map are like actions. Like once you press this button, this happens. Localization, globals. Globals are those that are everywhere. Like the scenes that you want to appear all the time or something like that. Then plugins, these are imported externally. Like you can do the Google Play billing plugin or stuff like that. Then you have import defaults. So there are many settings, depending on what exactly you want. Have debug. It's just debugging, like before the real thing, it goes through debugging stage and stuff. Then we have the editor, editor settings and stuff like that. Then there is help. When you need help, you want to support, you want to donate, you want to know about Godot, you can do that. So we have under this area we have the root nodes. Okay, there is a 2D scene, 3D scene, user interface node. So this is basically what, when you create a new scene, what you'd want it to be, whether you want it to be 2D, 3D, or user interface. So like for instance 2D are like, the paper, it's like what, like like the Tom and Jerry cartoon back then. That is an example of a 2D. So it's like flat, you put it on a flat piece of paper and you animate it. So this is basically that, the 2D node. And for the 3D, it's for 3D, like movies like look 3D, 3D, a bit like, not sure, but I think Frozen should be a 3D. And then we have user interface. It is what it says, like the UI, the user interface. But you can basically create, like start a scene with anything you want. Like I could start with animation player, animation tree, it's up to you. Okay, so to toggle in between, there are situations where, let's say this is a 3D node, right? I can put a 2D node inside a 3D node. Let me demonstrate. I can do a 2D node inside the 3D node, you see? So the camera, whatever is in the 2D will also appear in the 3D. I'm sure you get to understand that with time. So we have the file system. You can move it to the bottom, you can make floating, you can do anything to it. So have rest. Rest is the path. It's like root, the root path or anything. Then you store your stuff here. Like if you want to create scenes, if you want to create scripts or something, yeah. So you can toggle in between. Like you see here, we had a 2D and a 3D node. You can go to the 2D node and see what happens there. The 3D, but currently there is nothing, right? So I think we should create something simple or something. Yeah, so I'm thinking, let's make something simple. Okay, let's do something simple. Let's create a button. You can start with let's do a control node, and then you click this plus icon. I hope you've seen where I've pressed this one. This is for inheritance, but this is for adding a new node. You want to add a child node to it, you press it. So after pressing it, since I want to add a button, I will search the button. So the button is plain, yeah, because it is the default. Just search the button, it doesn't have anything, but we can change color and make it look very nice. So you can also put a text in the button. Let's do click me. Click me. We start mark, then click me. You can also load an icon for it. We will be doing that later in more detailed explanations and stuff like that. So you can actually change the behavior of your text and stuff like that, and the behavior of the icon. So first of all, we will go to the transform. After going to transform, we have